A recent app called Are You Dead has become a viral sensation in a rather unique way. It's a $1.15 paid app with simple functions, setting up emergency contacts and checking in daily. If you miss 2 consecutive days, the system sends an email reminder to your contacts. This single feature propelled it to the top of the Apple paid app charts on January 10th. According to mainland Chinese media reports, Are You Dead is a lightweight safety tool specifically designed for people living alone, developed by Moonscape Technology Incorporated. Currently, the app is only available on the Chinese Apple App Store. It's not yet available on Android, and the price has been changed from free to $1.15. It's reported that after installation, users can set up an emergency contact's email address and check in daily. If a user fails to check in for several consecutive days, the system will automatically send an email reminder to the emergency contact. Furthermore, the app supports binding to a smart bracelet to monitor the user's physiological characteristics and trigger emergency alerts. Although the name doesn't sound very appealing, this app has indeed become a viral sensation. Founder Mr. Guo told Blue Whale News that the project was initiated around mid-2025, and the app's actual development took less than a month, with an initial investment of only a little over $100. Mr. Guo said, "I thought it would be popular, but I didn't expect it to be this popular. The growth started in the last 2 days. Downloads have increased more than 100 times compared to before, and it's still going up. Currently, the app is valued at over $1.434 million. Their team consists of only 3 people, all born after 1995. Although the idea is good, I think it's not very useful. First, only Apple users can download it. Second, who reads emails these days? At least you have to send a text message, but nowadays people don't read them anymore. You have to make a phone call using a fake number. Speaking of sending emails, to put it bluntly, if someone dies and decomposes, the emergency contact in that email can't be reached. For Chinese people, the word death is always too harsh to speak loudly, which is criticized by many as sounding unlucky. So many netizens suggest changing the name to Are You Alive to avoid the direct and unlucky. Netizens are debating this. It should be called Are You Alive? Without a guardian, who does the platform contact if someone hasn't checked in for several days? Some people jokingly suggested, "I'll immediately develop Are You Married or Are You Divorced apps where couples who don't check in together within 30 days automatically get divorced." While these are jokes, the app's popularity does highlight a real issue. With the increasing number of people living alone and mounting work pressure, cases of sudden deaths among single or divorced young and middle-aged individuals are frequent. Therefore, this app has indeed touched upon the deepest anxieties of many, especially those living alone. For example, one netizen shared his experience. "I was born in 1986 and am 41 years old this year. My social security belongs to the flexible employment category, and when I retire, my pension will be a little over $300. I have no children and I'm divorced. If I'm retired alone now, what should I do? Can anyone talk to me? I'm extremely anxious, even depressed now." Another case is even more speechless. In October 2025, Miss Zhang, a 46-year-old single woman from Shanghai, suffered a sudden cerebral hemorrhage and was admitted to the ICU. Surgery required a family member's signature, but both parents were deceased and she was unmarried and childless. Her company searched her entire contact list and finally found Mr. Wu, her father's cousin, to help with the signature for the surgery. Mr. Wu also helped her pay for the surgery and other expenses. Miss Zhang passed away 2 months later. The Shanghai Civil Affairs Bureau then claimed, according to the civil code, that the local government should inherit all of Miss Zhang's estate, including hundreds of thousands of US dollars in bank deposits, claiming it would be used for public welfare. Mr. Wu requested a portion of Miss Zhang's savings to repay the $5,736 he had advanced and to purchase a burial plot, but the local street office legally refused, saying that at most they would arrange a sea burial for Miss Zhang. If Mr. Wu wanted to buy a burial plot, he would have to pay for it himself and be responsible for all the subsequent expenses. The $5,736 he advanced will have to wait until the Civil Affairs Department completes the estate liquidation process, which could take 6 months or even longer, and whether he can get the full amount back is uncertain. Netizens angrily denounced the local government, saying, "Why can't she spend her life's hard-earned money on herself?" and "They've squeezed every last drop out of her." This is a real-life example that is currently unfolding. Why did a simple tool created by 3 people born in the 90s in a month instantly go viral online? Because it starkly touched upon a common social pain point shared by hundreds of millions of people. If I live alone and something suddenly happens, who will know? Who can help me? Data shows that there are over 110 million young and middle-aged people aged 20 to 49 living alone in China, and more young people are choosing or have no choice but to live alone in the future. We enjoy independence and freedom, but Miss Zhang's incident is like a mirror, reflecting the overlooked vulnerability behind this freedom. This may also reveal why the Are You Dead app is so popular. Miss Zhang had hundreds of thousands of dollars in bank savings, yet she passed away so tragically. For many young and middle-aged people, life is more like being a beast of burden. A man shared one heartbreaking experience of a driver. Today, I ordered Lala Move delivery on the platform, 63 kilometers, $11.20. The driver drove for 2 or 3 hours to get to my location. I asked him, 60 plus kilometers and you drove for 2 or 3 hours? The driver kept apologizing, saying, sorry, please don't give me a bad review. Driver had a flat tire on the road, spent $4.30 to repair it, $1.70 to charge the battery, and 86 cents for a bowl of noodles. This $11.20 earning trip was basically a wasted effort. Why is life so hard for the underclass these days? The man said he felt very sad after hearing this. This driver is the head of his family. They depend on him for food. But he works from morning till night, earning a maximum of only $29 a day. And there are so many people like him now. Indeed, today's young and middle-aged people not only face the pressure of unemployment, but also bear heavy mortgages, as well as the responsibility of raising children and supporting elderly parents. Money is needed everywhere, while most people don't earn much, generally only $430 to $717. A recent incident also reflects this point. A netizen posted a video claiming they bought 2 Year of the Horse mascot dolls online, only to find that one of the dolls had its mouth sewn on backwards, giving it a crying expression. The smiling horse is unknown, but the crying horse is known worldwide. The netizen bought 2 Year of the Horse mascots only to find that one of them had its mouth sewn on backwards, turning the happy horse into a crying horse. Its blush and nostrils even extended to its chin. The seller and manufacturer were very apologetic, and we laughed so hard. The manufacturer kept the crying horse for the netizen and sent a replacement. As the video spread, netizens flocked to the seller to order the crying horse doll. The seller told the media that they had opened over a dozen production lines, working overtime to produce the crying horse, and orders still exceeded supply. Netizens expressed their feelings about the unexpected popularity of the crying horse. It reflects the current state of mind of ordinary people. It has the same expression as a cow or horse. Buyer, its unhappy look reminds me of being exploited. Every cow or horse can relate. The crying horse is just like my work life. While many cows and horses from rural areas are still working hard to make a living, their elderly parents are suffering in their rural hometowns. Today, I'm going to show you the real rural areas of Hebei. Every household has a small house, built at a cost of tens of thousands of dollars. But they're all empty, nobody lives there. The doors are tightly closed and the atmosphere is eerily quiet. Those remaining in the houses are mostly elderly people. The young people don't have time to live at home, so they've spent tens of thousands of dollars on down payments to buy condos in the city, supposedly for their children's education. But they themselves haven't lived there much. They're burdened with mortgages far from their hometowns, and except for the Spring Festival, they basically never come back. 30 years ago, every household in the countryside lived in mud houses or thatched houses, and the villages were bustling with activity. Today, 30 years later, high-rise buildings with tiled roofs stand tall, but why are the villages deserted? Who caused this? Did they all go to the city to pay off mortgages and car loans, leaving their parents as lonely elderly and their children as left-behind children? The villages in the 2 videos above are relatively wealthy. Most rural residents' daily lives are extremely difficult. In northern China, it is now the coldest time of the year, but the CCP authorities, under the guise of environmental protection, are pushing forward the so-called coal-to-gas project, exploiting the people. The Hebei provincial government is forcibly switching residents from coal gas to natural gas for winter heating. Many villagers cannot afford natural gas and are also prohibited from burning coal, leaving them with no choice but to endure the hardship. It is reported that some elderly people and children are dying. How are the elderly in rural Hebei supposed to get through this cold winter? I've seen many posts about it, because natural gas heating is being forced in rural Hebei while urban areas have centralized heating. Many people haven't realized how heavy a burden it is for rural families. Previously, burning coal only cost $143 to $287 to keep the house warm for the winter. Natural gas is much more expensive than coal. Rural houses are large and poorly insulated. If you want to reach 20 degrees Celsius, the heating cost for a quarter exceeds $860. Why not use natural gas? Natural gas, we can't afford it. The ban on burning coal in rural Hebei has been going on for a long time. At first, they allowed burning loose coal, but then they banned that too. Later, they allowed burning these briquettes. These briquettes are purchased collectively by the village, but frankly, they don't burn as well as loose coal. Then they switched to natural gas, but many elderly people are reluctant to use it because it's expensive. Everyone has to do the math. Running it all day and night, even just one night a day, costs several dollars. That's over $100 a month. The man said that winter in Hebei province starts in November and ends in March, lasting at least 5 months. He said that the cost of natural gas heating for those 5 months is very high. And how much is a peasant's annual income? A monthly pension is only about $20. Therefore, many elderly people would rather endure the cold than turn on natural gas. Some families, unable to bear it any longer, secretly burn some fuel for warmth. As a result, the CCP authorities deploy high-tech drones to monitor people's heating practices. A man from a rural area in Hebei said, "Some netizens don't understand, thinking that since natural gas is expensive, they should use other heating methods, but with drones monitoring from above, as soon as the chimney emits the smoke, those bastards come as soon as they smell it. If caught, the fine is $72 to $287 and the fuel will be confiscated." Several families were caught burning fuel at night before. Not only do they use drones, but they also encourage neighbors to report each other, offering a reward for whoever reports and finds someone guilty. In the village of over 100 households, no more than 10 use natural gas, and those are mostly families with children. There's really no other way but to endure it. Netizens pointed out, this is what the Communist Party does. They say the sweetest things but do the worst things. How ruthless are these CCP dogs? They ban such news in the name of so-called offering positive energy. The CCP must be overthrown so that the people can live a good life. Some have summarized the CCP's methods of harming and exploiting its people. The lives of ordinary people now are just suffering. They have designed it perfectly for you. You can't even save a little money. If the wife takes care of the kid, the husband's earnings are not enough to cover family expenses. If the couple both work, then no one can take care of the children. In the end, your parents have to help take care of your children. See, 4 or 5 people work hard their whole lives, and the money you earn is only enough to cover the expenses. Wanting to save money is just a dream. Where's the happiness? We're all just cattle our whole lives. Someone summarized it as, the countries where we spent the most: Venezuela 65 billion, Russia 400 billion, Indonesia 50 billion, Latin America 118 billion, Brazil 10 billion, Ecuador over 12 billion, Africa 60 billion, Angola 7.4 billion, and Middle Eastern countries 55 billion. Ironically, these figures were compiled by the Global Times, a subsidiary of the People's Daily. If this money were used to buy medical insurance for over 900 million peasants without health insurance, it could cover 50 years of insurance. If it were used to pay $143 per month to 250 million elderly villagers who receive a monthly pension of $7.90, it could pay them for 32 years. What does it mean to be down to earth? Taking care of the poor in your own country is truly being down to earth. In China, from wealthy business owners to ordinary people, the CCP's years of reckless actions have led to the closure of numerous factories and companies, unemployment for elite white-collar workers, and job losses for laborers. On the other hand, it wakes up many Chinese who previously held hopes and illusions about the CCP. prompting them to voice their resistance.
如果把我逼急了，
If you push me too far and make it impossible for me to survive, I will leave you with nowhere to go.
我们没有惦记你们。
We didn't even look at the shark fin and abalone in your bowls, but you've been eyeing the radish and pickled vegetables in my bowl. Do you even give up a way to survive? We poor people, it's so hard.
21世纪了。
It's the 21st century already, and you're still desperately trying to beautify yourself. It's really unnecessary. Please remember you are ultimately just a servant, not a high-ranking power holder. It's not a given that taxpayers' hard-earned money pays your salaries. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.